Big news heading into WrestleMania. Potentially no crowd going to be at WrestleMania this year, as it is going to probably be moved into the Performance Center. What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Code, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Big news from WWE. Before we get started, please like and subscribe for more WWE update videos as soon as they come. This is very big news, very different news, different vibes coming in, a lot of different opinions on the matter. We'll get started. So first off, I just want to say, when it comes to what's been happening with the WWE, it's been very strange. Of course, SmackDown was cancelled and moved to the Performance Center, as was Raw today, and I think Raw's still going on at this time. This is very... I think the first thing I have to say is we got to give credit to the WWE here, because despite all the things that have been going on with the sports world these days, with everything basically being cancelled and delayed and pushed back, WWE are very strong in their feeling to try and push forward in all of these circumstances, to give us a Raw and a SmackDown and an NXT every single week. And at the moment, it's good entertainment in terms of the shows have been good, but the fans not being there in the Performance Center, it's just different and it's a bit awkward to watch. But at the end of the day, at least it gives us something to watch. As wrestling fans, that's all we want. We want people to be able to watch a product, whether it's the best it could be or not. At least it gives us something to watch and entertain. As for many people, the sports world is kind of dead at the moment just because of everything being moved. Now, going into that, WWE have released a statement on their Facebook page, their Twitter, all of their social medias, basically saying that all wrestling events or all media events in Tampa Bay, Florida, which was where WrestleMania would be held, has currently been cancelled. So that would mean WrestleMania week, the Hall of Fame ceremony, NXT takeovers, basically all of that WrestleMania week, unfortunately, has been cancelled in Tampa Bay, Florida. So usually that would make people think that WrestleMania is probably going to get cancelled as well. However, WWE are very full on in making WrestleMania happen. So WrestleMania will now be held in the Performance Center with no crowd. Also, I believe the Hall of Fame ceremony, NXT TakeOver, pretty much all WrestleMania weekend will be held in the Performance Center. It's still being able to be streamed on the WWE Network and pay-per-view. So WrestleMania is still happening this year at this current time. That's big news. And it is very sad news as well. If you think about it, this is going to be the first WrestleMania with no fans whatsoever. It's going to be a very different vibe. A lot of WrestleMania moments that you'd want the fans and the crowd to really cheer for. Like Drew McIntyre, for example. It must suck for him to know that he's going to be winning his championship, or even if he doesn't win it, just being in the main event with no crowd. And I know that it must suck, but I think the WWE are just trying to do everything in their power to make sure that there is going to be a WrestleMania this year. Maybe delaying it or pushing it back wasn't the best case scenario for them, as WWE is an ongoing system and it has to keep pushing forward. And maybe delaying it is just not ideal for them. And at the moment, that seems like that's the route they're going towards. They're going the route of, let's just make it happen. We're dedicated to giving the fans the best show possible. And if that involves having no fans in the arena and having all these matches in the Performance Center, then that's what they believe is best. This ultimately could also be due to the fact that they don't want to cancel WrestleMania for financial reasons. WrestleMania is obviously a big show, a big marketable show, and they're going to get a lot of money from that. Now, cancelling WrestleMania would ultimately mean losing a lot of money, and I'm sure they've lost a lot of money already. I mean, they're going to have to refund all those ticket holders for WrestleMania. They're going to have to pretty much pay off a lot of potential clients or investors that now don't no longer to be invested into a company like this at this current time. Business wise, this WWE, this is going to be a big blow for them, as is for most sports, to be fair. But for WWE, especially with their biggest show of the year having no fans, it's going to be tough. However, I really like the decision of them pushing forward and giving us a show. It's going to be very weird to watch as a fan. You know, normally as a fan of wrestling, it's the crowd that gets you excited. Look at all the NXT shows. Look how good those matches are because they have the crowd that's hyping them up. WrestleMania is no different. WrestleMania, the 75,000, 80,000 people, they're chanting for The Undertaker, chanting for John Cena, chanting for AJ Styles, chanting for all these superstars, and it's just not going to be. It's not going to be the same. It's definitely not going to be the same, but it is still good on WWE's behalf to give us a show, whether we like it or not. Now, let me know what you guys think in terms of this. It's going to be tough. I'm assuming from here on out, WWE are still going to the Performance Center for all their pay-per-views and all their shows until things get drastically changed and the coronavirus starts to slow itself down. I guess this meeting has done a lot for WWE, and a lot of fans are reacting differently. A lot of fans would say, if we delay it to make WrestleMania maybe sometime next year or sometime mid this year, and just have something like that, but maybe have it in July or something when everything hopefully would settle down, and then have proper fans. But then you're cancelling all these other pay-per-views, you're potentially cancelling SummerSlam. It's just a lot to go through. I think WWE is very, very strict on their scheduling, and we've known this for years now with WWE. They do not like change, and this change has hit them pretty hard, and if they were forced to react, and they still could potentially be forced to react if any of their superstars potentially get this virus that are currently on the show. So things can still change for them. And I just hope and pray that everybody's safe in that department with WWE. And hopefully we can have a good show. Hopefully WWE can steal the show with no fans. It's going to be very hard to do. But I believe that when the backs are put against the wall, that's when WWE react the most. When AEW came around and they pushed WWE to make a better product, and in the end WWE reacted to that, and NXT reacted to that, and they ended up being better for it. This is another case where WWE has their backs against the wall. No fans, no WrestleMania really. This is not going to feel like a WrestleMania. But what are they going to do? And I think they have a lot of star names, and a lot of people are going to buy that pay-per-view that didn't end up getting to see the show live. A lot of people are going to get that WWE Network subscriptions. In that department, that's going to go up by a lot. However, can they pull it off? Can they pull off a fantastic show with no fans? It's going to be interesting to see. SmackDown was good. Raw, what I've seen of Raw today has been good. With the Edge promo, was very, very good. And we just got to see where this takes us. Hopefully, things can change in an instant, especially in the world. Anything can change, and maybe WWE can get lucky, and we can end up having fans at these shows, and all these cancelled events might not be cancelled for much longer. But I think at this current time, the reaction of WWE has been very, very good. And I know it must suck. We all have to feel it is devastating. It is devastating hit for them and for the fans that actually wanted to travel to see it. I think major events like that had no choice but to be cancelled at this current time, because you're getting fans from diverse fans from all around the world, from Australia, from China, Japan, from England, from Indonesia, India, all these fans that are coming from all these different countries. And eventually it's just too dangerous at this time to be risking the health and safety of 75,000 people, including the workers of WWE, which is around over 200 people, plus all the talent as well. There's just too much at risk. And it's not just about them to have to worry about, it's about all those families as well that they have to go back to after that show. So I think WWE had handled this very well, as have most organizations. The NBA has handled it well. All the soccer leagues have handled it well. AFL are currently handling it well, and now the WWE have decided to take action and have handled this very well. I say this in every video in relation to into sports. The health and safety of the people that work at your place, work inside your company, as well as the fans that would pay to watch your company, watch your talent perform. That's the health and safety that they need to concern themselves and prioritize over anything else. So at the moment, they've done a fantastic job in doing so, and kudos to WWE. I'm very sorry that this had to happen to them, as to all the other sporting events in the world. I'm sorry things like this are happening, but it is the right thing to do. And hopefully, WWE can end up having that repaid with more viewerships, more people after WrestleMania, or when the shows finally come back on, to come and give good support for their actions, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. This video probably went a little bit longer than I expected, just went on a little bit of a rant. With WWE, like I talk about a lot of sports, but WWE is honestly one of my favorite ones to talk about. And I really feel bad because a lot of people have their moments stolen from them now. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles and The Undertaker, The Fiend, so many people, even the likes of Cesaro, maybe the tag team championship matches, everything that was going to be on that card, all those people now have, it's not completely taken away, but that light has diminished off of them. They're not going to get that WrestleMania moment, or if they do, it's not going to be as good as it could have been. And that's all I necessarily have to say on that. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you're new. If you want more WWE update videos, the next WWE video will probably be WrestleMania predictions and WrestleMania pay-per-view review. That's going to be a good one. Hopefully they can steal the show. That's all we want. Steal the show. Fans or not, I'm sure we'll be invested. Anyway, take care and peace.